Hi and welcome back to another episode of Paralives. I will apologize in advance if my microphone is a little off or not in the highest quality, as I'm currently not in possession of one that would capture voiceovers perfectly. But yeah, let's get right into the gameplay. Today will be our first real episode where we will get into gameplay, into how the game works, and into the family. So they're currently still standing outside the house where we left them. And let's look what we got. I see we have a newspaper where there's some information about the city. I suppose we've got some graffitis, an observatory, and we have a welcome for us. Now we got a discover town goal, but I'm gonna look into that goal a little bit later because I'm a little worried since they have a newborn. I don't think it's a great idea for now to venture out as much since I have, when I was looking into the bolt system, have not seen any strollers or comfortable ways for babies to travel and be taken with you or accommodated yet. Okay, let's get her into the house and let's find the job for Adam first. So we have a little bit more cash income, especially since I don't know how the rent system is working. I also have not seen any mailboxes yet, personally. There's a lot of options for us. As I see, they all earn differently. hmm There's a lot of manager positions. But I think it would be best for Adam to go into technology. Something with programming, system engineering is our end goal. And let's keep it early. Sounds about great. Now he has a job. Now let me see if the baby can already interact with toys or objects or anything around it. Because I'm kind of curious if that's any different from The Sims. Does not seem so. We do have a lot of options to interact with it though. That's pretty neat. I find that very adorable as well. And I think we are encountering our very first bug because even though we can interact with the conversations box or selection, she is not putting that baby in the crib. Like she's genuinely stuck. Now we finally put her down to the crib. The second bug we're encountering is our glowing counter over here. It does not want to stop glowing. And it took our coffee beans away. I'm not sure why this happened, but let's reverse it for now. I will try to sort that out later. We also don't have that many recipes for now. We could make frozen cheese pizza or egg and toast, as opposed to other stuff is microwaved, so we can't do that. I would like for her to have more than just that as a recipe, so I'll actually focus on improving her cooking skills and learning new recipes to work with. Maybe I should have put her talents in food so we could have properly explored it at its full potential, but we'll keep that up for next time. Why not actually work on his career a little bit? So let's focus on upgrading his programming skills. He starts out with some technology skill, so that should not be an issue, but we should definitely look into programming for a little bit. I really like the sounds they use in the game. They do sound very soothing, like the typing on the laptop or the washing hands, the nature sounds that occasionally come through. They did an amazing work. I also like the color schemes, and the main attractive part for me was the fact that you can rescale and color so much. It's also extremely adorable that she can rattle and play with toys in her little crib. Let me open up and fully set the autonomy even for the played paras, because I want to see what the game is capable of and don't want them to just stand around when I'm currently exploring the game or looking around. They can learn a lot from books apparently, but I'm gonna have her paint since that's her main perk that she's good at. So she can maybe try and become a stay-at-home painter mom that is focusing on bringing out her work from the comfort of her own four walls. She seems to be painting a duck. I've just noticed that. Both of them are happy. Let's have them talk to each other a little bit. I have named my daughter Penelope. In this playthrough, this firstborn child, if they ever have a second one or the future grandchildren, basically, I would love for you guys to comment up names beforehand for me to choose. Of course, preferably on the episode where the baby is gonna be announced to happen or where we're planning to have one. So I definitely don't miss out and so that I see the names that you guys suggest. She's definitely painting a duck. Or could also be another bird. The beaches look amazing. Besides the fact that I have noticed that there's some trash laying around, and I'm not really sure if I can clean it. Apparently, I cannot interact with it, which is a little sad, but I do have the ability to interact with sandcastles. And there's another bug that we just seen or found. That's our curtains and our lamp from our apartment just floating as a duplicate out in the nothing. I'm really curious about the requests that townies have, so we really have to check that out at some point as well. They have just gained the friend mark, which is interesting since I did give them the spouse title. So maybe I actually have to earn all the titles. It's gonna be fun. I'm still curious where this little notification sound comes from occasionally. I'm really not sure because no notification or anything popped out yet. Our baby is stinky. We'll have to clean that up as well. Let's have Adam do that. Oh, for some reason he wants to go behind the crib, where he obviously can't go, even though I don't fully understand why he tries to raise the baby from behind the crib. Let's move it for now, even though I did really like the placement of it. I hope the baby does not stay floating in there. Oh, that does not look too good. That's very nice from Melly that she learned a new recipe, but I'm having way bigger issues right now. I'm not capable of cleaning up our baby, and the task seems to be piling up. Oh, that's interesting. Let me unstuck them, which I'm also really grateful that Paralives has this option to do. I'd also love to have an unstuck specific person option. That would have been probably great as well. To not reset every single para in my household. I like that she's just standing in the corner instead of taking care of the baby properly. Um, I did check the baby during the hand carrying, and apparently I cannot change her diaper while she's on hands. I kind of wish this was an option. Now I'm curious if we can by any chance wash her anywhere else. We cannot bathe her, and we cannot freshen her up in the sink either. That's a little odd. So we can bottle feed her, we can breastfeed her and interact with her. We cannot wash her in the sink. We cannot wash her in the bathtub. Adam is currently taking a nap. She is not moving towards the crib. Let me try canceling an interaction or maybe moving her. Now she put down the baby instead of picking it up and bringing it to its crib. Please pick up your baby. Okay, now she's finally moving. Let's clean her up. And let's let her rest for now. What we are gonna do is take care of the other para's needs for now. And see if we can entertain them a little bit or practice something more. And then see if there's anything else for us to do before we'll send them to bed. This one is an interesting one. She's looking at the sky but laying under the little seating chair. Let's have her paint something for now. And let's have him go use the bathroom. There's a quest walking down on the street. We're gonna look into that a little bit later as well. Let's explore the apartment a little bit, some functions we have, and then hopefully later on we can look around if we can maybe do a request from the request board or potentially explore a place. I must say, now that I looked around a little bit more, the lamps, especially the main lamps, don't produce enough light in my personal opinion. They're pretty weak and they don't illuminate the apartment as much as I hoped it would. It does give it a little bit of a cozy look, but I was hoping for a bit more. They also seem to be non-adjustable for rooms that are currently not being used. The lamps do not turn off while it's giving a nice cozy light. It does not look right, if you get what I mean, considering a life simulation game. And our baby's stinky again. They seem to be going to bed quite early, but maybe we can let them rest as well. Let's put the baby to rest now that took care of it a little bit. I must say, I really like the interactions between the parents and the child. They're very wholesome. And let's fast forward to the morning. Let them rest up. Every day when your household is asleep, we'll get a new story upgrade. Let's see. We have life goals as a package. Mm, as much as I'm considering adding a second child, let's first focus on the work Adam carries. Because even though the big house is interesting and they're very close to getting that goal, starting out at 40,000, I prefer to actually focus on his career first. I see the baby is stinky once again, so let me take care of that real quick and put her back to bed because it's way too early for her to get up. And just one more time in between, if my microphone is not doing its job properly, it might fade out or glitch or not fully work. I apologize once again since I'm not having neither the best microphone nor the best computer to record on, but I still enjoy the gameplay and I hope that it's to a degree, of course, enjoyable for you guys viewing and watching as well. I also see that the pizza sadly spoiled. Since we can't put food away into the fridge yet, that's a little sad, but we'll have to live with it. Let's fast forward a little bit more till they have to get up. We also have a new newspaper. So apparently the train broke down, and I see an anonymous artist, as well as some yoga classes. But we will check things like that out later, like I said before. Let's get them out of bed slowly, prepare some food, maybe try making eggs and toast, even though it's a single portion. Maybe we can still make some for him and maybe try learning another recipe to eat ourselves. Let's also get him up and get him ready for work. It definitely takes a while to prepare the food, but we got rewarded. We got a new food recipe. We can make barbecue tofu dogs now, but I think we might need a grill for that, and we currently have no position for a grill. Maybe I could install them a balcony later in their side of the place, but we will see. Adam is now off to work. I kinda don't like the thought of canceling interactions and having the food disappear, or what literally just happened to her. I hope they fix that because I don't want to have grabbed a portion for it to just disappear into thin air, obviously. Let's clean up our little baby again. She seems to be stinky. Now that she will be working on further improving her food knowledge and maybe adding some more recipes, since I'm really curious about what else she can do. I'm kinda regretting having picked art as her main perk because picking food would have likely improved her a lot. In that sense, I also expect that it's likely gonna be that the further she improves in her level, the harder it will be later on to gain them. She is currently progressing greatly though. While she's still so extremely young, the progression of the game is gonna be a little slow. She can interact with toys and we can't teach her too much. We can choose her side of the interaction for her to learn to speak, which is working out pretty fast as well. But oh, the baby has just disappeared out of my hands. That's interesting. Where did she go? I'm a little bit concerned about that now. I wonder where she went. We have improved her speaking skills, but at the cost of not seeing her anymore. Yeah, we definitely cannot make the barbecue tofu dogs unless we have a grill. Makes sense, it being in their name. I genuinely wish though that we had more options in storing the food or more basic recipes in the beginning. Like anybody can make sandwiches or a salad or maybe heat up different takeaway. Adam is back from work and we apparently can choose perks or upgrades. That makes carriers way more interesting. And we're now officially level 3 and it's just the first 2 days. That's amazing. Like, I'm genuinely happy about that. Oh, that is a little interesting. She decided not to get up from the chair mentally and just slide. And the baby is also oddly stuck in the crib and stinky, so let's take care of that. I hope this time she doesn't get stuck. She's still stuck, but no longer stinky. I'm gonna let her do what Paralives babies do, I suppose. And we're gonna look what other things we could do with her potentially while Adam is still improving on his job. Let's maybe now, while he is at home, look at the request and see if we can take a little bit time out of our day to look at the town and what there is to do. I think I'm gonna pick the latter one since we want to improve our recipes. And what my hope is that as a reward or by trying those foods, we will somehow discover or learn a recipe. If we do so, we might further down the line start eating out more with her so she gains knowledge. I also hope that we will be able to teach our future child. Let's look at all the restaurants there is and then search the Cafe Crema or what its name was. think it should be somewhere close though. I kinda wish they would have made it visible in the name when you hover above the symbol what kind of restaurant that is. But it doesn't really clearly show that, it just says restaurant. So we might have to zoom in or read into it to see which one the right one is. I think we found it. So let's go over there. We'll have to eat free meals, but Paras don't get hungry as much as Sims do. So we might have to evenly split this throughout days or have her go multiple times. And while we do, we could use this as a chance to make some friends. I don't know much about events, birthdays, or celebrations yet since it's still in early access, but if there are any or any way for us to do it, it would be great to make some friends so we have somebody we can actually invite. If you have any storyline ideas besides Adam just sliding, oh gosh, and the baby being stuck under his table. If you have some ideas for storylines or further baby names down the line, feel free to comment them below. I always read all comments and I will very likely consider the first name options commented below, and then the other ones I will use on the later children born down the line. Let's introduce ourselves to her, talk to her a little bit. Actually, let's introduce ourselves to this sweet lady as well in a second. She looks super friendly. I like the green dress with the yellow flowers so much. And generally enjoy sunflowers a lot. They have this very friendly, sunny, and cheery mood, which makes those flowers insanely appealing to me. But I believe my favorite flower would be the spider lily. It's very rare to find those, so I had to make them myself at home before. Let's unstuck them. The baby was stuck under the table and there was no way for me to get to that. Let's pick her up. Sadly, it also unstuck Melly, so she can no longer continue socializing with the coffee people unless I make her go. But it's also getting late, so I think it's a good idea for her to stay home. She apparently can enter the lower apartments, but we can't build on it yet. I will actually try and see if there's a way to do it, or to also own it, because if it is possible, then maybe when Penelope grows up, she'll be able to move into her own apartment right below her parents. What would you guys say? Would you guys rather have Penelope stay with her parents and help them in their age? Or should she move out and focus on her own life later down the line? I mean, we will see. She will likely also get a sibling when I feel ready to, or when we figure out how to. Since we also haven't looked much into the interactions between the parents yet. And sadly, the food spoiled again. Let's see the next upgrade. I'm curious to see what we're gonna get this time. I think we're gonna go with that one. Let's keep them in a very cheery, happy mood. Sounds about good. We gotta try everything once. Our baby is stinky once again. We're gonna take care of that in a second. Yeah, she's very stinky and she's slowly starting to get hungry. So just a little bit more and I'm gonna start taking care of her properly. Alright, let's get up early. Take care of her. Let's check also the news again. We've got a museum, astronomy club, and a bus promotion as well as some more yoga. I see the yoga classes being quite frequent. So we definitely have to join at least once. Mm-hmm. Let's get him up for work ready and loaded as well. He seems to be uncomfortable with something. Likely his hunger, so we'll have to get him food quickly. Work further on our baby's language abilities. Maybe. Oh yeah, she will need one more day to grow up, but I'm pretty sure it will be a day and a little bit more. Good to see that our acquaintances are also seen in our tab. And our skills are also there. Let's put her down in her crib. Adam is gonna cook something. I hope that his cooking will not take so long that he will not be able to eat it. But I have a suspicion that it's gonna get really close. As they grow up, I have a fear that the apartment is gonna be a little too small if we consider having another child, or that we will need at least one more bathtub. Not like bathtub, but at least one more toilet room for them to be able to take the bathroom without having to wait too long. I'm also curious to try out the good for nothing trade and the jack of all aces to see how bad it is when they have nothing they're good at or how good it goes when they're good at everything. And I was right, he barely managed to eat his food and has to go to work. That's a shame. I think instead of cooking at home, I'm gonna send her back to the cafe and check out if we can eat anything else. Hopefully, she'll learn the recipes. That's a lot of dirty plates laying around. Let's try something sweet this time. So, let's try the red berry cheesecake. It's speaking to me the most. I think Penelope was gonna, yes, she got sent to daycare. That's great. It doesn't seem to cost when she does. And she's gonna try out this cake now. Sadly, we cannot look into Adam's workspace. That's too bad. And I don't think that grandma should be walking in the middle of the street instead of the sidewalk. Let me try taking something for to go and hope that that food will basically count for her quest. If not, then we'll have to come back another time. Let's help them out a little bit. I could not keep watching the dirty plates. We cannot take any coffee. Bless you. And again, let's introduce ourselves to her too. Talk to her a little bit. They seem to be getting along pretty well. Very greatly, actually. So I hope that she will be her first official friend, where she actually managed to hold a conversation for longer with. So apparently we can compliment people normally, flirty, or sarcastically. I don't think I'll be using the sarcastic option unless we have a rebellious teenager or somebody more on the ruder side. Because I'm not trying to make enemies of the other paras. We could do it for the plot though. And we officially made a friend. I like the way the library looks, so why not actually go check it out? But while it's loading, I'm thinking if we should try and take the bus instead of making her walk all the way up there. I think that would be a great idea, and we could also explore what it's like to take a bus. So let's do that. Let's take the bus up to Station P. The library looks amazing. I love the little model in the middle. I always love miniature models in generally. I have two book nooks I have made in my life before, and I really adore miniature builds, especially when you're able to lay the light out inside yourself, so it actually has a function to turn the lamps on. She doesn't seem to want to go inside. Let me try that again. And let's go read another food book. I'm gonna expand her other skills too, of course, but I'm still very curious about the different food recipes, so I'm gonna keep at that for a while. Adam is also back from work, and that means Penelope should be back from daycare soon. We cannot sit down when we're picking a book. That's fine. But we can upgrade his work once again. Let's upgrade the rank for now, even though the perks do look interesting. But we can add perks anytime later. And the baby's stuck upside down in the crib once more. He's good with his knowledge for now, but we still gotta keep upgrading it down the line. Okay, that's amazing. She has upgraded one more level, so I think we can send her home. And I hope that next time I won't forget to switch her pajamas off into her normal wear before she goes outside for such a long time. I don't know why exactly he's putting her down on the floor. Just to pick her up again? I've also just noticed that the clocks actually tick in the right time, which is a really nice detail. That is actually adorable. I love the interactions between the family members. And the way she's just staring at the camera while he's holding her. The animation itself, where she lays in his arm, is a little bit stiff. She's planking a little bit, but the cute little face expressions make up for that. That is very adorable. Let me actually take a little screenshot of that. We might have found our thumbnail for this video because it's simply just too cute not to. Let's change your diaper one more time. Let him finish up his spaghetti. Oh, the baby is definitely screaming a little bit. And she's stuck upside down once again. Oh, or maybe not. Oh, she has just escaped. I don't know how that happened, but she did. Let's pick her back up. Hopefully put her back to bed. She's kind of floating. That's interesting. Yeah, I think babies currently are the most buggy part of the game. There seems to be a group gathering in our backyard, so maybe we should check that out. So perhaps Adam could also make some friends with at least 3 to 4 people. Let's start out with that guy, and he seems to be hurrying down as well. The baby's laying in bed, so let's put her to sleep as well. It's getting late. Have her rest up. We introduced ourselves to this guy. Let's see how it goes. Okay, they got to know each other as acquaintances. Now, let's see if we can maybe introduce ourselves to somebody else too. Let's talk to Sebastian. He seems like a pretty chill guy. Let's definitely introduce ourselves here as well. We got another acquaintance. Maybe to her too, since she seems to already know the other guy. That's great, we got another acquaintance. And to Jason too, he looks super friendly. Yeah, he seems to be getting sleepy slowly, so that will be the last one. And he actually made a friend instantly. That's fantastic, so now let's go put him to bed too. So he can rest up for the next day. He still has work to do. And let's quickly change up the diaper of the baby with her, since she already got some rest. Because till he's up and in bed, she will already be done. There we go, I already see him go up the stairs. And she's gonna lay down too. There he comes. And to bed he goes. We'll still have to pick our last little trait, and that's where I'm also gonna pause this gameplay, and we will continue with further days down in the next episode. I think I'm gonna go with his work experience for now, so he's boosting up quite nicely. And yeah, I believe that would be it for today and for this episode. We kept it quite casually, we already achieved a lot of things, but next episode we'll be focusing on her aging up and how toddlers work in Paralives. I am really excited to see how it goes, and I wish you all a fantastic day. And bye bye. See you in the next episode.